Hello there. My name is Eugene. Welcome to Rediscovering My Toronto. I'm standing at the corner of Liberty Street and Jefferson Avenue in the area that these days is called Liberty Village. We're going to walk around here, talk a little bit about the history in this area, and show you what it looks like now. You can see behind me there's a plaque, and we're going to talk about that as well. Okay, we're in front of Lamport Stadium, which is just where that white what is that? It's like a little dome is. It's Lamport Stadium, and there's a little plaque here. It says Andrew Mercer Reformatory for Women. Canada's first female-only prison was here from 1880 to 1969. The women and girls who were held at the Andrew Mercer Reformatory had been in conflict with the law, many accused of immoral actions. A facility for younger women, the Industrial Refuge for Girls, was attached to the main building. While the Mercer Reformatory operated, the law strictly controlled women's lives. Many poor, working class, or disabled women were put in prison for homelessness, drunkenness, unruly behavior, and petty crimes. Women could be held indefinitely for up to 2 years, in many cases without a trial, based only on sworn testimony. Wow, bad conditions, bad situation. But it's not the only prison that's in this area. Somewhere in this area, below King Street, and I'm guessing it's over on this side, just to the east of the women's prison. But, I'm going to have to see if I can find it on an old map. I'm not entirely certain where it is, and I don't think there's any remaining buildings from the men's prison, the Toronto Central Prison, which ran for about 40 years here. Gives us a clue, though, of why this is Liberty Street. If you did your time in either of these prisons and they let you out, well, you left the prison by Liberty Street. Makes sense, huh? What I remember about this area from my early adulthood was it was really an area filled with mostly dead industry. There was the old Inglis plant. There was Irwin Toy. There was a Sunbeam plant. There was some Massey Ferguson buildings. Lots of industry down here. And because there was a lot of dying industry, there were buildings that needed tenants, and a couple of these buildings, one at 53 Fraser, which is back over this way, and the other one at 9 Hannah, which is down over this way. I think Hannah's changed its name now. They were artist buildings, and filled with artists living and working there, even though the zoning bylaw said you weren't supposed to do that. Imagine that. People contravene the zoning bylaw. Those madcap artists. So here you see parts of old buildings, like this old smokestack in with newer buildings, condos. Used to be you go for a walk in the Liberty Village area, you'd hardly see anybody, but these days there's all kinds of activity. It's a residential area, and a lot of commercial stores servicing the people who live here. Like there's a Wren's Pets here, Scotiabank, and I'm going to show you there's also a grocery store down here too. Okay, the Brunswick Bulky Colander Company. They made pool tables. Brunswick pool tables here in this area. Toy Factory Lofts. Was this the Irwin Toy Building? I used to know it. When all the new development wasn't here, I could identify a number of the old industrial buildings, but these days I just can't anymore. So Balzac's Coffee here. I think this is bar, local public eatery. It's a blustery day today. It's pretty cold. Got my gloves on, but it's tolerable for now. I might have to go. I drove down here today. I might have to seek refuge in my car if I do a really long one. I'm not sure where we're going to get to. Okay, we're getting into condo land over here. When I was, say, 20, 25 years old, none of this was here. It was just these stark old industrial buildings. And a lot of the industry was here because there was access to rail along here. Liberty Village is located south of King Street, north of the Gardiner Expressway, east of Dufferin Street, and west of Strachan Avenue. I see that there's some cranes over there. We'll see what they're building over there after. The Axe and Hatchet Grooming Club. Pretty nice looking places. Lots of bars and pubs and restaurants, coffee places. There's an Irish pub over here, the Brazen Head. Shawarma place, a wing place. The old sign here on this funky building says A.R. Williams Machinery. Now it's Liberty Towers Presentation Center. But this gives you a bit of a flavor of the old industry. Mixed in with the new builds. Okay, we'll go up here for a second. There's a grocery store up here, Metro. I was warned I shouldn't park in the Metro parking lot. You'll get a ticket. So to the north, I see 4 cranes. So there's more stuff going up. You can bet it's condos. And we're going to come back over to this area, I think, but we're going to walk over towards Strachan first. It's a bright and sunny day, and it's great to have a little bit of sun. We're going to have some snow tonight, I think, and they're calling for really heavy winds. So I thought I'd better get out here fairly early today. It's before noon. To try to shoot some video before the winds make it impossible. Okay, we have an Indian place here at the bottom of this condo. Let's see. You can see that there is some street parking here, but it's pay parking and it's pretty full. Gotta have a nice name for your condos. Liberty on the Park. This one. Liberty on the Park. There's a tanning lounge. Looks like it's closed down or hasn't opened yet. What's over here? There's some more bits of old buildings mixed with new ones. Wow, I'm walking against the wind right now. I don't know if you can hear it on the video, but I could sure feel it on my face, that's for sure. Ooh, it is blustery. And across the street here, once these cars go by, we have a police vehicle here. That's interesting. Collision reconstruction unit. Huh. We have Toronto's dating experiment. In-person dates within 24 hours. Look at that. This looks like it would be a pleasant place to walk around if it wasn't so darn cold. Wow, I've never been at this little spot before. Interesting. This little covered walkway between buildings. It's a Thai restaurant. Canvas Cannabis. So if you're wondering where people in Liberty Village get their weed, well, that's one spot. There's retail in here. There's not many customers around, but it's a pleasant looking retail area. Jewelry, oxygen, yoga, body in tune, massage therapy, acupuncture, Pizzaville. Some kind of Asian street food place. And we're going to come out the end of this covered area into the wind again. There's a Timmy's here. Black pepper rice bowl. Where is that one? I don't know. There's a sign for it. You see the expressway down here at the bottom. Okay, we're going to go through this parking area. I see a sign that says walkway, which leads me to think I can get out of here. There's a fellow wearing shorts in the middle of January. Wow. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to be the guy who wears shorts when everybody else is in a parka. There's a mural here with a human and a cat. And it's Liberty Grace Church. Don't know what variety of church that is. Can't tell you. Let's go down to the bottom of the street, see what we can see over there. Looks like there's some construction and the expressway. Oh boy, gusts of wind here are just biting. So, more old buildings, old industry that have been renovated, revitalized, repurposed. Okay, here we're kind of reached a cul-de-sac. There's construction workers. You can see there's a wind turbine there. That might be part of Exhibition Place, which is just across the way. And we're going to turn around and start walking north again. I think I'm going to take us right north to King Street. We'll go west a little bit along King and then back down into the village. We made kind of a circle. You can see that smokestack and Wren's Pets. We walked by there a short while ago. Parking rates here, $1.50 for every 30 minutes. Daily max, $10. I remember when it was all dead industry here, you could park anywhere. Nobody cared. Nobody cared a bit. The contemporary architecture and the old industrial architecture seem to live reasonably well together. Oh, big gust of wind again. Oh, my goodness. Man, I'm taking one for the team today. I was trying to avoid the big cold gusts of wind when I did the making soup videos, But I figured I better brave it. I better come out, do my job out here. We're on Atlantic Avenue right now. This building we're coming up to here across the street used to be the Cineplex Media offices. I know that because my partner worked there for several years back in the days when Cineplex Media was being run by a wonderful philanthropist, Salah Bashir. It's a unicycle. Right, it looks like an electrified unicycle. And he's got no helmet. That looks like a recipe for a broken head, if you ask me. And I know you're not asking it. He's not asking. I'm sure he's thinking, if I want to break my own head, I ought to be allowed to. And he is. So earlier in the video, you saw the Metro store, and it's just down this street in here. And the Craft Brasserie and Grill across the street. Okay, you see there's a GO train going by just across the street. The old rail bridge across King. This is one of the areas of Toronto that's changed the most. You know, if you could have seen it 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it was a completely different atmosphere, completely different look, less people. But things change. The city's growing and changing, and that's a constant. This is the Egg Club here. The Egg Club, whatever that is. What do you do with the Egg Club? Well, I guess you could get eggs. It looks like it's a place you can get eggs. Huh. Could it be that simple? So here's Lamport Stadium from the King Street side. I was only ever at an event at Lamport Stadium once, and it was when I was a little kid. My dad took me and my buddy to Lamport Stadium to see a wrestling match, pro wrestling. I remember it very well. It was this guy called himself the Sheik, and his deal was he was like the other. He was Middle Eastern guy who, before all his matches, he would spread a prayer rug in the ring and he would like pray to Allah. I mean, he was just going to be the most different and exotic person you could find because he was going to be the biggest and baddest villain. And we went to see the champion of the world. Now, how you get to be a world champion when, you know, it's not real? I don't know. I used to ask my dad that. I'd say, Dad, is the wrestling real? He'd say, son, just remember, they all ride on the same bus. So we're walking along the stadium here. towards Dufferin Street. Some of the stands here, Lamport. They've got it covered over with this domey thing. I don't know what that's about. These are bike rentals here in front. Oh, this looks interesting in here. Beautiful big smokestack. I recall being in one of these buildings for maybe it was an art show once that some folks had put together in some out of the way spot. Principal's office, main office. I wonder what this was. Building number 13, principal's office. Wow. 13,200 volts. Let's not touch that. Well, there used to be train tracks here once. That were servicing the old industrial buildings here. If we could get in and around here. Fascinating spot.